Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A YouTuber on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Bros 1975.
Welcome to another ZX Spectrum versus Commodore 64 comparison video. As I like to call it, Playground Wars. In this video we'll be taking a look at Shockway Rider on the ZX Spectrum and obviously the Commodore 64, released by FTL, Faster Than Light Software in 1986 and released on obviously these two systems and the Amstrad CPC. FTL produced really high quality, good looking games, at least on the Spectrum. They produced this, they produced Light Force, which was a shoot 'em up which had a parody by a Sinclair user which was called Light Fast. Well, it started off as a bonus game or a hidden game in Zub and then ended up as a cover tape for Sinclair user. I can't remember what software house the 2 or 3 people were ex-members of. I want to say Palace, but yeah, the stuff they did for this label, albeit not much, was of a very high quality. Seriously, look up Light Force. Maybe I'll do a gameplay. Well, I've done a gameplay. Maybe I'll do a comparison of that, because the way they get around attribute clash and that, you know, vertical or horizontal, I should say, scrolling shooter is absolutely sublime. Anyway, we're not interested in that. We're interested in this. Interestingly, this caused a big fuss back in the day because of its violence. Yeah. Seriously, I mean, I know it's 1986, but this pissed off parent groups because of its violence. It's a 48K game only, so you will hear background noise, although, you know, it's 12 o'clock at night, so hopefully not too much. It will have beeper, you know, quiet sound effects. But anyway, so it's set in the future. Look up the box art. The box art's really rather quite lovely, but if you look at it and it has no screenshots, you would have no idea what the game is. Anyway, the game takes place in the future where cities are surrounded by shockwaves, moving pedestrian walkways, and you have to make their way around town on a shockwave while avoiding pedestrians and obstacles, because everyone wants to kill you. People in the background you can get on the pavement will throw rocks at you and stuff like that, and there's like metal hoops and shit on your walkway, you know, on a pedestrian walkway, which will decapitate you. Anyway, this got really good reviews. Sadly, I did not play it. I love that screen there, a little bit of graffiti going on. I did not play it until I was an adult, and that would be both versions. Anyway, J for choices, K for keyboard, start game, P for practice. Right, we'll go for K for keyboard. Right, thank you for that. O left, P right, Q up, A down, far. Because as late as 1986, some companies would not let you define keys. I mean, seriously, what's the guff with that? Start game, we won't go into that. We'll have a look at practice, because practice gives you cities to choose from, or to practice. Have to press far to get out of the demo. P for practice. Pick your level. 1, north side. 2, the scrubs. 3. So I'm assuming with each subsequent stage it gets harder and harder. So obviously, what with me being a pussy in comparison videos, I'm going to go with north side. Right, level 1, district of north side. Bonus life for 5 bystanders. I believe they're innocent people. Anyway, I start at the top on the pavement. Beneath me, backwards and fire, back fist, I'm dead already. Look, there's my head, there's the violence we speak of. Forward and fire is fired forward. You want to get off the pavement as quickly as possible, seriously, because you want to jump between the walkways as often as you, like this, down and then up. Now I've got bricks. Now I'm cooking on gas. But as you can see, it's really nice graphics. Good use of colour. Great way of getting around attribute clash. That's a bystander. I like the way you got to be Johnny on the spot with the ammo, mind, and keep moving, because if they jump from the top to from the bottom to the top to whatever walkway you are on, they will, like, on top of you essentially. Bloody public transport. That's why I don't use it. They will kill you. Pedestrian. Looks like Andy Cap. I don't know why he died. He transformed into someone else. But as you can see, each subway has a arrow, and it's a good way to indicate the difference in speed, because top being the slowest, bottom being the fastest. Innocent person, they're all fucking targets to me, kids. See, look, though, that's him transforming from a bystander into, I think you're a bystander, into a gang member. Not a gang, obviously. I need one more person. Him. Let's see, bottom left, let's see if I get a life. I don't think so. Right. But, so there's obviously parallax going on, and the way the sprites go from, you know, small to big is really rather impressive as well. It looks fantastic. It really does. It was praised for its graphics back in the day, at least the Spectrum version. See, the future is get bricks. Much like real public transport, the future has always been bricks. I'm telling you. It's your universal one-key entry tool. It's just a shame there's no 128K. I'm pretty sure there's no 128K version, but I've subsequently been wrong on that many times. Look, I've just beat the first stage, possibly the first time I've ever beat the first stage. So, do you know what? It's really, really, really nice graphics. P for practice. I guess we go with the scrubs. It's variation in the background, albeit just a little bit of pinkness at the top. That sounded incredibly awkward. Look, so here you go. Now, here are these barriers. I mean, this is why I don't use public transport. You want us to all be green and shit, yet here you go, giving us the means to die. So this one you really, and we're only on level 2, really have to be on, no, I'm not out of bricks, I've got infinite pockets. You have to be really on the spot with your reactions. You want to hang around the middle of the screen. Fortunately, you do have to press bollocks. Well, if you want to, awkward. You do have to press forward to far forward, and backwards to far backwards. Fortunately, you don't lose your bricks. It's quite forgiving like that. It's not very forgiving any other way because it's level 2. Oh. So, you know, getting a workout. This is why you use public transport, because you don't want to walk. And here we are getting a workout. But obviously I'm taking the piss because look at it. And also, look how much it's juggling around on screen. Just going to stay here. Nothing to see here. Oh. Phew, that was close. I do like the fact that they die as well. So, do you know what? It's impressive because it is good graphics. You know, good use of colour to get round the monochrome. That was a thumb twitch and it saved my life. But the graphics are truly, truly impressive. The only weak point is the sound. But then, to be fair, if you've only ever played or owned a 48K, I should say, Spectrum back in the day, you would have been more than happy with this. I'm just looking at this, you know, in a retrospective manner, which is, where's my 128 sound? Someone should remake like a 8-bit looking version of this, you know, in the indie scene. Get on that indie scene. Bollocks. If only you watched my videos. I've just realised it's time, bottom right hand corner. Oh shit. So there's my head. Again, parent groups didn't like that. But then they didn't like Barbarian, did they? Because of the cover with the lovely Maria Whittaker. Look it up. You'll thank me. And Wolf from Gladiator. And that's level 2 complete. Well, it's not, it's practice. So we have a look at the actual game. Right. Fire for game. Keep. I'm pressing fire. It won't let me. Fine. Screw it. Practice it is then. Level 3. East Park. So I would have loved this as a kid. I don't know why I ever got round to buying it. I wonder if it's because, you know what, despite the fact that, you know, we all copied the tits off shit back then. Remember kids, copying video games is the death of the industry. I need to get one of those t-shirts. Or is, you know, home piracy is killing the video game industry. You know those adverts in magazines, which is they all knew a kid and they reported him and got a reward? That shit never happened. Right, so yeah, I think because even though I copied games, I still bought a lot, and price was important. And this has obviously got a budget release at some point. Oh no! I wanted those bricks. Yeah, obviously got a budget release at some point. Oh yeah, this is where there's shit coming down your walkway now. But I think FTL stuff was like $9.95. Could be wrong. Shit, I need those bricks. Because if I have to get up close and personal to punch people and shit. There we go. I wonder if I can just stay up here. No, no, see? Yeah, and then avoid those, you know, rocks flying down the track. Then I'm pooch screwed, aren't I? Are you going to chuck in balls? Well, no, you're going to chuck in rocks, but are you going to chuck in barriers as well? Ah! Oh, this is brutal. I think you've seen the peak of my performance. We'll have a look at the last level Boulevard. This is going to be everything, isn't it? Yeah, of course. Look, the future and stuff's yellow and looks like they're washing up on my draining board. Bollocks. But it does look nice. And like I said, the way the sprites, you know, fuck. He's thrown stuff from the background. I've got hoops. There's going to be rocks. Yeah, good luck with this one. I need to walk past that. Yeah, the bloke who looks like Elvis is the bloke who throws rocks. Why can't I punch? But yeah, the way the sprites, I wouldn't say scale, but change in size is incredibly impressive. The sheer amount of stuff going on screen at once, other bad guys, you know, obstacles you have to avoid, obstacles being thrown at you, blokes who are hiding. I don't know what I have, but it's not a brick. Elvis Presley in the background points for that. The arrows, the parallax being the way the three different walkways scroll. This is really, really, really impressive. I know what it looks like on the Commodore 64. That's why I wanted to do a comparison video. Everyone shouts at the screen, fanboy! Yes. Yes, I am. So, let's have a look at the Commodore 64 version. So, we'll go with Shockway Rider on the Commodore 64. So, right off the bat, we've got SID chip music. See my previous comparison videos. Spectrum is never going to compete in this area. It's never going to compete in this area with the AY chip. You can also see on the title screen with that digitized picture of someone, I've got a funny feeling. I want to say he's either a programmer, looks like Freddie Mercury, no bad thing, either a programmer or possibly did they nick it from a movie or something like that, like The Warriors or something, because nothing was sacred back then and you could never get done by, look at that, that's also, it's animated as well, or done for copyright. I should say I'm playing this on my C64 Mini. I'm playing this from my retro bit control pad because it would be damn near impossible with the actual joystick that comes with this. Now you can see that it's the same game. Just observations before I get into it and actually play it, because obviously talking will not be my bag. Gone are the arrows that indicate the speed of the platforms. They're replaced with checkers, which is easy for me to see but not necessarily for you, but still not a very good indication of the speed. Also, I don't like the way that the screen doesn't taper in from the bottom to the top, which gives a kind of almost a sense of depth for the differences between the platforms on the Spectrum version. I don't mean to tear into this straight away, but that's something I noticed when they first played this on the Commodore a couple or years or so ago. Other than that, you can see that it's clearly the same game. 3 tiers to jump in between a sidewalk. You can get objects to throw. Also, the characters look the same, but they are coloured. Again, I will say they have slightly more detail on the Spectrum, but they have colour on this one. But for once, the detail on this is not gone to, you know, tits. So I'm not necessarily going to rubbish it for that, but we're going to go with, obviously you're going to do some editing here because this is going to use the virtual keyboard, and I don't like using the virtual keyboard. That is bloody epic music. But it is obviously the same game. You can see that, like I said again, bonus 5, bottom left, 5 bricks, or saying you got bricks, but, and time, bottom right. And Shockway Rider, okay. Remember kids, public transport of the future. This is what it costs you to be green. Right, again it's decapitating people, I like that. Right, so let's get into practice. Pick your level. 1, north side. We're going to do the first 2 levels and maybe jump to the 8th level, assuming that I'm any good at it, to keep it a fair comparison to the Spectrum version. Level 1, District of Northside. Bonus life for 5 bystanders, so plays exactly the same. What is he doing? Oh, air guitar. Only real guitar, right. Okay, no sound effects, don't like that. That's just lazy programming. I got bricks straight away, I do like that. That's a bystander. It's quicker playing than Spectrum. There is size difference between obviously the walkways that you're on. Again, I don't like the way that it's not tapered. Oh, it's more prevalent to see that when they're hidden in this one. That is fantastic SID chip goodness. As a bystander, bystanders can kill you if you jump into them as well. It's good to know. They don't seem, was that a rock on this stage, as aggressive. He says that, he's died about 9 times already and just died then. Is the Spectrum version. Or is it less people? Actually, I don't know. They seem to be moving around pretty Johnny on the spot with the ammo. Let's have another go. Ooh. Right, we'll do the north side again. Level 1 district on the north side. Welcome to hell. Such good music. I don't start with bricks. I got them. I think that little red thing that looks like a cake. That's a brick. It doesn't look like a brick, it looks like a Chelsea bun. But it's a brick apparently. He's going to change. He's just like one of the Lost Boys. If you notice, the minute you jump, the rocks disappear. Just like real life. Actually, you know what? This is a bit harder in the Spectrum. It's not that, actually. It's when you move. Oh, the music's brilliant. It's not on the world's smallest loop. See, look. Rock disappears. Yeah, it's when you move up or down, you immediately seem to find death. You want to stand your ground a bit. But also the stealth kiddies are the worst. Them. Rock. I cannot get over how good the music is on this. Disappearing rock. Itchy face because of course face. Thank you. I successfully scratched one eye. Oh, that was an accident. I meant to press forward. Still going. How long is the level? See, it's those stealth ones that get me. Just like real life. I guess that's the purpose of stealth, isn't it? Or camouflage. Because what I meant to say the first time around is they're so much quicker than the other ones. I have opinions already. I hear the fanboy screams coming at the screen already. It's a totally long level. That's weak with the rock. I mean, I'm kind of glad it does because it makes it easier, and it's a supremely hard game on both versions, but it's still weak. Have I got a life yet? Right, well, I'm going to get into it. Okay, that little taper effect makes a massive difference. I have no idea what killed me then. We'll have a go at the next stage. That little taper effect makes an absolutely massive difference. Don't like the fact that there aren't arrows on each walkway. Makes it difficult, or breaks the illusion of it being fast. I mean, obviously it is when you jump on it, but yeah, it's just a nice little touch. Obviously this has fantastic music. Spectrum could never compete with that. Cheap that the rocks disappear, although as I just said, that makes it easier. And let's go one more stage up, actually. No, we'll go to the last stage, because if anything it would be on there. For me to make a final comment on the differences and tell you which I prefer. Spoilers, I think you know already. Right, what's the last one? Boulevard. This is going to kick my ass. No, they didn't kick my ass the last time on Spectrum. Right, District of Boardwalk. You're fucked without rocks, you really are. You're absolutely screwed. Fortunately, Chelsea buns. I've just got them. That's obviously something to be avoided, yeah. They weren't on the spec. I just worked out what they are, and that's incredibly weak. Because I was going to mention the elephant. Look how it slows down. So yeah, alright, arrows missing. Obviously you still know the speed it goes. It's just a nice little illusion, or adding of depth and, you know, parallax and stuff. I don't like the checks on the tracks. But yeah, elephant in the room. I was going to say, where are my hoops? Where are my things that I have to avoid because they decapitate me? And they're there. They're that. They're just a circular effect on the floor. That's weak as hell. There's no way the Commodore couldn't have done that. And that's one of the most impressive things graphically on the Spectrum, when you got that much stuff going on screen at once because of those hoop effects. Bars, if you will. Limbo bars. I can't believe they couldn't put that in on the Commodore version. I mean, maybe someone can tell me that there was a reason. See, there you go, it's demo now. No, that's something he picked up. But why? Yeah, I'm going to call it. You can all scream fanboy at me and you can all disagree. After all, taste is subjective, and I do read and listen to your comments. But, yeah, I prefer the Spectrum. It's it's ever so slightly, just slightly more detailed graphics. Obviously, it's got a weaker use of color, but then the use of color it has, it's not that, you know, other than the sprites, it's not massively different than this. Lacks music, obviously. It's just the fact that it's the little things like the tapered screen, the arrows, and definitely why are there no hoops? I don't understand that. That is such a big difference between the games. They're both brutally hard. I mean, they are both brutally hard. Here am I complaining about, you know, aesthetics when I fucking suck at a game that's brutally hard. Anyway, Shockway Rider on Commodore and ZX Spectrum. I'm calling Spectrum, but as always, I'd love to know what you think, especially you had it on the Amstrad. And which version was that a port of? And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.